What's up, everybody? I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreenings.com, and I got another movie review for you guys, and that would be Blockers, or as the poster will call it, the Rooster Silhouette Blockers, because we all know what that means. I see what you're doing, Universal. That is code for something. I actually don't know what it means. I'm kidding. Anyways, this is a raunchy comedy from Universal, like I said, and it stars Leslie Mann, Ike Barinholtz, and John Cena as parents trying to stop their daughters from committing this sex pact, this heinous act of sex, and losing their virginity on prom night, and the hijinks ensue as they chase their daughters down. Now, I saw the trailer to this movie. I didn't really care for it. It didn't really make me laugh. I thought they relied on too many gross out gags to kind of get their point across, and it's like, okay, it's going to be one of those comedies. I think I'll go ahead and just pass. But you know what? I'm going to give it a shot because I'm a sucker for these types of movies. I grew up on these raunchy comedies. One of the first ones I ever remember watching without my parents' permission was American Pie, and that was about a group of high school guys trying to lose their virginity on prom night. So I have a deep history with these types of movies. I'm a sucker for them. I'm an idiot. I fall for it every single time. So I gave Blockers a shot. And I'm here to report to you that it's honestly not that bad, but it's not really good either. It's just kind of like, it's another raunchy comedy. And if you like these types of movies, you'll probably enjoy this one. If you don't like these type of raunchy comedies, you will not enjoy this one whatsoever. So, it's fine. It's passable as a raunchy comedy. There are definitely some surprising elements that I loved in it and some stuff that I didn't really care for. So let's get real and break this down. Let's start with some of the negatives first and just get these out of the way. First thing, I don't know what it is with Universal and their comedies, but I noticed this ever since I saw Kick-Ass 2 back in 2013, that when they do a comedy, and this, Ted, and like Ted 2, they have like this sterile, like hospital look to them, or like there's really no intricate lighting, there's really no good cinematography. It's just kind of like basic, boring shots that kind of come across as a sitcom a little bit. And Blockers is the same way. It's not really like visually appealing. I'm not expecting like comedies to have like, some, artful look to them, but at least, try and give some effort to it. Give a little, style, a little flair to them. It's okay. You can try. So yeah, the visual, it's whatever. The story has been done many times before, but the cool thing with this one is it does take a different approach to this type of movie and does it from the parents' point of view and makes the main characters women instead of men. So that is something, but the story itself isn't like, oh man, this is going to change the game of comedies. No, it's going to rely on the humor. And that's pretty much my big negative with this movie is that I give this movie a 7:30 split where I thought 30% of the jokes worked and I thought 70% of the jokes fell flat or just didn't really try and just felt really lazy. And so, like, some of the jokes that worked for me weren't like gross out gags. It was just more of like other people popping into the movie or the main characters themselves saying something that caught me off guard. Where I was like, okay, that got me. I smiled a little bit. Maybe I got a little chuckle out of me. But for the most part, it relies on too much gross out humor, and you might call me a prude, whatever. I just told you I love American Pie. And I just thought it's whatever. It just didn't really work for me. But I did think at least 30% of the jokes worked, but that's not enough to save the movie. So let's do some of the positives. Back to what I said with the story and how it takes a familiar type of story and a familiar type of, coming of age tale and twists it a little bit. And I actually do like the twisting that they do with this type of premise. Like I said, one, they make them all women. That's great. Because women, just like men, same on the sex level spectrum. They both want it. It's not just men that are horny all the time in movies. Women are too, and I'm glad to see told from a woman's perspective in terms of losing their virginity and, making this pact or whatever. So I thought that was kind of neat. I also like the fact that they had different characters that were distinctly, different from one another, but also worked well together as a group when their chemistry did happen with their friendship. So what do I mean by that? Well, one chick has got a boyfriend that she's had for a few months. There's one that's just going to find a dude and just kind of do the deed because she wants to join her sisterhood. And then, of course, there's one that's kind of confused about her sexuality. And I thought that was kind of cool. All of them had a different kind of tale that they had with them. And I enjoyed that because when you watch, stuff like Superbad, where it's like, okay, two horny boys going to this party. They want to impress some chicks, maybe get laid. Okay, as much as I love Superbad, while they do have some backstory with these characters, they're not like, vastly different from one another. Versus like this one where it's like, I appreciate the fact that every single girl in the group was different from one another, but still worked together as friends. So I do appreciate that. And the other thing I really liked was the drama aspect to this movie. I actually kind of wish this was more of a dramedy and relied more on the drama than the comedy. And told this movie that was a coming-of-age tale through, people in high school sexuality, as well as parents trying to learn to let go or trying to redeem themselves from actions that have happened in the past. I actually enjoyed all the baggage that these characters were carrying throughout the movie, and when they would, expose them out to the audience, you felt for them. There was a lot of heart to this movie that was unexpected. And so I kind of wish this movie would have took a different approach. Instead of like the raunchy comedy route, do more of a dramedy. You can have some like raunchy jokes in there, but kind of rely more on the human aspect to it of parents letting go and accepting the fact that their kids are growing up and they're going to explore their sexuality and become adults, and then have it focus also on kids coming of age with their sexuality. So I actually feel like they could have made this movie even better than it was if they would have kind of twisted and made it more of a dramedy. I don't know if you could. I'm just saying that I appreciated the drama aspects more, or when characters got serious about something rather than the humor. That was just me. Like, case in point, all the actors are great in this. I actually liked all of them. John Cena's got great timing with his comedic stuff, and he is a father that's battling on letting his daughter grow up and all that stuff. And you have like Leslie Mann, who's always great comedically. She's got to do the same thing with her daughter, and then Ike Barinholtz surprised me. Like, listen, I've always liked the guy, but there was something about him in this one where, yes, he does his typical Ike Barinholtz isms, and he's really great and witty and sharp at his comedic abilities, but he also showed a lot of depth within his character. There was one scene in particular where I was like, oh wow, I understand where you're coming from, sir, and he completely sells it through his performance. So that's what I'm saying, like all the heart and all the emotional stuff in this movie is delivered well to where I'm like, they could have taken it that route and it could have worked. So those are pretty much all my positives. It's fine at best, and then at worst, it's just another gross out movie. But if you like these movies, then go for it. If you don't, stay clear. But I will say it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I'm going to give Blockers, or Rooster Silhouette Blockers, a C+. So what did you guys think of it? Have you even heard of it? Comment that place below my face and let me know. And as always, guys, I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreenings.com. And tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.